Welcome to Arcade Audio.
Welcome to Dilettante Paul. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Paul, we go on Wikipedia.
We click random article
and we talk about it.
Yeah, we do.
But first, I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
I just got back from Canada, the true great North. There's some slogan like that's like the truest North, greatest. And a couple people have said it to me, and it's like
the truest, greatest North.
Yeah, we swear.
Yeah, big promise.
I'll just give you a quick rundown,
right.
City by city.
Cool.
Toronto. It was great.
Gotta be.
Chain of restaurants called Pizza.
What do they serve?
Pizza.
All right.
But they also have Little Caesars, so I believe that there is some sort of
Whoa.
there must be some sort of
turf war.
Yeah, there's got to be, because Little Caesar's slogan is
maybe
pizza.
Maybe in Canada it's not. Maybe in Canada it's like, hey, come get a slice. But still like a little Roman dude. Hey, come get a slice. Like no accent, no nothing.
Et tu pepperoni?
I would take that.
It was great. We checked out a weird castle thing called Casa Loma, which is just in Toronto. Some like crazy dude built it in the early 1900s. And he was like, I just want to live in a fucking castle. And then he only lived there for like 10 years and went bankrupt.
And died. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, there's a reason that like kings didn't just build their own castles. They like got a bunch of slaves to do it for them.
Yeah, it's wild. And we drove down Degrassi Street, which was only like 5 or 6 blocks. It was much shorter than I expected.
Was each block named after like one of the characters?
Yeah, J.T. York Memorial Highway. Yeah, Spinner Street.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So that's all you did, huh? Just go to pizza restaurants and visit the Degrassi Memorial Highway.
Yeah. Then we went to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Which the actual falls was like the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen. It was absolutely wild.
I can't even imagine it.
It was.
And like, where's that water going? And where's it coming from with such vigor?
Jessica and I spent a very long time reading the Wikipedia articles of like all the tributaries, and it's just impossible to find out where it comes from. It's like it comes from this river, which comes from this lake, which comes from here, which comes from these 5 rivers.
And then it all just happens to converge on this cliff or whatever.
It was wild.
That's so strange.
But the city surrounding, like Niagara Falls, the city, trash.
It's like, gotta be, right?
It's like if anyone's ever been to like International Drive in Florida, that looks quaint compared to Niagara Falls. Seriously, like 100 wax museums, 100 haunted houses. I took pictures of all the haunted houses I walked by. Like 8 casinos, indoor glow-in-the-dark wizard mini golf.
I mean, there had to have at least have been one location that was all of those things in one, right?
Oh, for sure. Because like haunted wax mini golf, and it wasn't even Madame Tussauds wax museum. It was like Jeff Tussauds.
Oh man, that's
like,
awesome. Frankie
guys,
Tussauds.
What are you doing? So that was wild. Then we did like a 6-hour drive to get to Montreal, which was just great. Just driving across the country, baby.
The wrong country, but sure.
Yeah. Montreal was great. It was like a weird. I was surprised by how European it felt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And the rest of Canada felt more familiar?
Toronto felt like the uncanny valley of the U.S. Okay. It was like
something's off. I can't figure out what it is.
It was so like,
this is Chicago, but polite.
Yeah. And obviously they use like kilometers,
right?
Which was weird, and Celsius. But other than that, it was just like, why is this weird? And a really weird thing, we had a very hard time, we tried to, like, one night we tried to, like, just go out and get beer.
Sure.
And we, like, couldn't, I don't know if it was, like, the particular area where we were or what, but we just, like, couldn't find any. And we found one, like...
It wasn't that they weren't selling it, that is, or like, oh, it's past curfew or whatever.
No, it was just,
was unavailable.
Yeah. We went to a bunch of, like, convenience stores and grocery stores, and none of them had, like, there were bars. There were plenty of bars. We just wanted to, like, buy a 6-pack. We went into one convenience store, and they had a wide selection of non-alcoholic beers.
Weird.
It was.
Did you ask anybody about it?
No, I felt weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what?
Where's all the liquor, boy?
Yeah, it was so weird.
But the fact that they would have a huge selection of non-alcoholic beer has to imply something weird, like with the statutes of that city or something.
I don't know. So then Montreal was real great. We did a brew pub tour where we just like walked around to a bunch of different brew pubs and drank a bunch, and that was great.
Okay.
We met some Australians on that tour
that
were just like, one of them lived in New York and the other one lived in Iran, which is so weird. And then
sorry, what?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you're a terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a list now.
Just for going on a pub crawl with this guy.
But they were really cool, and we were talking about like where we were from, and the state that they were from in Australia is called the Sunshine. They refer to it as the Sunshine State.
No way.
And I was like, dog, we're from Florida.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to fight now.
We're from the real Sunshine State.
Yeah, that's our Twitter handle. Sorry.
At the real Sunshine State. And I was like, yeah, you know, it never gets above in the winter. It's never colder than like 60 degrees. And they're like, I have no idea what the fuck that means. That sounds hot as hell.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Then there were also, I'm very excited to tell you, a bunch of Northern Irish dudes on the tour.
What? And did you get to talking to them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we talked about Brexit.
Are they like stoked to like maybe be joining up with Ireland proper?
I didn't bring that up because I didn't want to like
get shot in your face. Yeah.
but the one dude that we talked to about it was like
so down.
He voted Remain.
Sure.
But he was like,
because you're in North Ireland, like you're like a fucking normal human.
He was like, I get why some people voted Leave, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but there is definitely a population that is underserved that the Leave platform sort of spoke to.
Sure.
And
very
diplomatic way to say
exactly.
it. And he's not wrong. But he was also saying like, you know, everything's starting to stabilize again, because this was like maybe two weeks after the vote. So he seemed.
Well, yeah, it's like the scientists have told us there's a hurricane. It will be touching down in 24 hours. There's nothing you can do about it. It's too late.
Yeah,
Go to the grocery store, get your food, get your sandbags ready, and just ride it out.
That kind of seemed to be his attitude. He's like, at the end of the day,
we're here now.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? But it was really interesting, and we talked a little bit about Trump too, and how it's kind of the same exact thing.
How weird is that worldwide, or at least in two big countries in the world, the same thing's happening?
Mm-hmm. Not weird, because everyone is just always going to be shitty.
Yeah,
old people. Old people are always going to be shitty old people, and someday it'll be us.
Yeah, it turns out. I feel like before that, I'll have killed myself well before the time when
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'd hope you'd. So then after that, we went to Quebec City, which was so quaint. It was like a St. Augustine type place. Okay. If you've ever been to St. Augustine in Florida, all of my landmarks are in Florida. It was just like a really old town that felt even more European, but also very touristy. Lots of tourists.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds exactly like St. Augustine.
Yeah, super quaint and super lovely. And then the outside the historic part of the city was just like a cool city. It was great. And we did a ghost tour there
in Quebec City.
Mm-hmm.
Was it super haunted?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was just one of the stories that they told was about this woman called Marie Corriveau. Okay. And I forget what she did, but her punishment was to be like put in this crazy cage and just like hung up and displayed for people.
Oh yeah. I forget what those are called, but yeah.
And then
they would do that to pirates and stuff.
Then like eventually that cage, like P.T. Barnum bought it and like put it on display and shit. It was like wild.
Dude, P.T. Barnum is awesome. He's like the original huckster.
Yeah.
Which is funny because you're like, oh, the circus guy. Like no.
There's like sucker born every minute, baby.
Exactly, yeah. Grifter numero uno.
Yeah, it was wild. And I got to parlay a little bit. a lot of it, actually. It was fun. Yeah, and I most of the time did all right. And then it would be like everything would be chugging along in French, and then I'd like fuck up, and then they'd just switch to English.
Oh, it's like you screwed up too late. You lost your chance.
But then there was one time when started in French, and this was at a popcorn place. We were getting popcorn.
Okay.
And they had a Chicago mix.
All right.
Naturally.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So then we were
the most famous city for popcorn, Chicago.
Yeah. Like, right. Already. Like what? And Chicago mix, for those of you that don't know, is caramel popcorn and cheddar popcorn, and it's a lot better than it sounds like it would be.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. And just put it in a big old tin and just scarf it down.
Yeah, tin and all. And we were talking. She was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, Chicago." She's like, "Oh, so you know about this?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You should try."
Here's the good stuff.
You should try the Quebec mix. I was like, "What's Quebec mix?" And that's cheddar and maple, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. It's like they're making fun of themselves.
Yeah. They're leaning in so hard.
Yeah.
But so, and Jessica was there, and she doesn't speak French, so we were chatting, the three of us, in English, and then it got to a point where we said something and she didn't understand what we were saying, and then I told her in French.
No
way. Hell yeah.
way.
Yeah, that was like the best thing that
That's
happened
crazy.
all trip. I was like,
You flipped it on him.
I did it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's all. And I wanted to. I got you a little something.
Whoa.
A very little something.
All right. This is a surprise.
Yeah, it is. It's.
Oh my God, I do. Okay, hold on. You've got me. So you classically are always getting me fridge magnets during your trips. So this is one that's a tree with a moose maybe taking a dump in a bucket for maple syrup, and it has a caption that says, "How maple?" Yep, I was right. The caption says, "How maple syrup is really made."
There were a lot. That's Canadian dollars.
$6 Canadian. This cost $1.50 American.
So there were a lot of these style magnets, and they were all garbage. And the reason I got this one specifically is because it had an exclamation mark at the end, and the others didn't.
Yeah, you were right to do that. Yeah, this is like a knockoff of those greeting cards with the old grandma that loves coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other ones, it was like just a line of like bear and beaver and moose and stuff. And one of them was like holding up a phone. It just said Canadian selfie. It was like, what does this mean? Yeah, they were all like just like that and so
someone
weird.
with like the most tenuous grasp on what even Canada is just made this magnet.
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching Buster.
Yeah, he you can vouch that he is still alive.
Yes, I assume it's the same cat.
Yeah, it sure seems that way, doesn't it? Well, while you were gone, I was playing. Well, that's not true. Well, it is true. I was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
But you were also playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I poached a bunch of Canadian Pokemon before they were able to download the fucking
It's
app.
only available here in America, right?
Or I think it's been rolling out, but at the time it was only.
So it was like you and another American just battling out
in the airport
at the gym. Yeah. So Americans controlled the gym.
Pokemon Go's pretty wild. Getting pretty good at spinning those balls.
Yeah,
getting some extra XP.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of kilometers, though, I mean,
yeah, for real.
Who knows how many kilometers 10 kilometers is? I'll never know.
They're tricking us.
Yeah. I don't want to learn.
And I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I refuse to. We'll just see what happens. We've talked about enough stuff.
Let's just get. What if the article is Pokemon Go?
Let's do it then.
What if though?
Team Valor for life, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
If you're.
Just,
shit!
Just stop listening if you're not. Oh my god, dude!
I mean,
this is gonna be an extended podcast.
Oh my god, can we do a 2-parter on this?
Oh, can we? We've never done it before.
No, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Interesting.
Bat Out of Hell is the second album and major label debut of American rock singer, actor, and national treasure Meatloaf.
I hope it says national treasure because it's so damn true.
As well as being his first collaboration with composer Jim Steinman, released October 1977 on Cleveland International Epic Records. It's one of the best-selling albums in the history of recorded music, having sold over 43 million copies worldwide.
Just imagine this. You've now seen Star Wars 4 or 5 times in a row, and you're like, how could this life get any better?
Yeah.
And then Meatloaf comes out with Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell is happening to my life?
Rolling Stone magazine ranked it number 343 on its list of 500 greatest albums of all time in 2003.
Yes, when I at one point I went through and listened to every album, and I listened to that, and it is good.
Its musical style is influenced by Steinman's appreciation of Richard Wagner, who so Richard Wagner composed a piece after which I named my first car.
Really?
Yeah, the Flying Dutchman.
Oh man!
And my first car was called the Duchess. Tenuous at best, but
well, still.
it was named after that piece. Phil Spector of Beatles fame,
of killing people fame.
What are you gonna do? Bruce Springsteen, which I hate.
Yeah.
I hate Bruce Springsteen.
Well, but still.
And The Who, which I don't really know much about.
They're great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You love them.
Bat Out of Hell has been certified by the Recording Industry Association of America as a platinum album 14 times over. As of May 2015.
That means it's a diamond.
Yes.
Oh, over diamond.
As of May 2015, it has spent 485 weeks in the UK charts. The album went on to become one of the most influential and iconic albums of all time, and its songs have remained classic rock staples. The album title also became the title for 2 more Meatloaf albums. Simon produced the album Bat Out of Hell 2, Back Into Hell in 1993. Yeah. Desmond Child produced the album Bat Out of Hell 3, The Monster Is Loose in 2006.
That's not so great.
No.
Also, this album, from what I can recall, only has like 5 tracks because each one's like 10 minutes long.
Let's just get to the track listing.
I love it.
Oh, it's broken up into side 1 and side 2, which is
classic.
Number 1, Bat Out of Hell.
Kick it off.
Number 2, You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth. Parentheses, Hot Summer Night. 3, Heaven Can Wait. 4, All Revved Up with No Place to Go. 5, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 6, literally the greatest song ever made.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, this album, right?
7, For Crying Out Loud. Done. That's it.
Forget about it.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light is such a good song.
This, I feel like I didn't even know about Meatloaf really.
Until Fight Club.
For real.
Yeah.
That was probably my first, like, who the hell is Meatloaf?
Maybe Spice World.
Not me. I've only seen like half of that movie. So. But yeah, he's like in the movie, and he's not necessarily a punchline in the movie, but he plays
We've
like,
all seen.
yeah, he
Fight
plays a
Club.
sad sack, you know. So it's like, oh, that must just be what Meatloaf's like.
And no, he's the fucking best.
Right. And then cut to, like 10 years later, and I'm watching Rocky Horror, and he's like,
oh yeah,
killing it.
Speaking of Rocky Horror, so all these channels do live, whatever, Grease Live and whatever.
Sure,
they're doing Rocky Horror live, and I am so fucking pumped for it. Like, no joke.
I will watch that.
It's gonna be who's playing Frank, right?
Yeah, it's the what's her name?
Laverne Cox, yeah,
from Orange Is the New Black.
Can't wait.
Do you know anybody else? I don't.
No, I don't care. It's gonna be
enough.
great. It's gonna be great. I saw like they released like a little clip preview.
Oh yeah.
It's like nothing, but it's just like promotional images basically. But
I need to take a look.
It just looks so good. It is gonna be so fucking cool, and I can't wait.
Now, what do you think that they're gonna have the audience like?
I do know one more person.
Ooh, who?
Tim Curry is going to be
the doctor,
the narrator. Yeah, the doctor narrator, the professor narrator guy.
Yeah, the guy with no neck.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna be the professor in the wheelchair.
No.
Okay.
He's the doctor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's the
narrator. He's the fucking narrator.
Right. That's awesome. Good. I'm glad that he's still in the mix. Do you think the audience is going to be like a properly like ready audience to like shout shit out?
Fuck.
Because that would
gotta be.
I mean, because if you don't, it's like, why do it?
Right. It's not a good movie. It's not a good play.
Exactly.
It's like you do it because it's fun and weird.
Yeah. Gotta have the interaction.
It's gonna be so fucking awesome. And I'm sure you know, but Laverne or Laverna?
I think it's Laverne.
Laverne Cox is trans.
Is actually yeah.
Like a trans black woman. That's just so cool and like wild that it's like, okay, we did it. We did it, but
all right, here we go. We're doing
like,
some shit.
And people are going to be so mad, and it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
they're already mad. Well, but they're probably already.
You can't do Rocky Horror in the first place,
right?
Like,
right. But they're probably already mad. Like, you can't do Grease.
Oh,
but it's
sure, yeah.
Grease is trash. Like, it's always been trash. Just like let it be trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm so excited, and I don't think it's gonna be trash. I think it's gonna be fantastic because the soundtrack is great. I have the soundtrack on vinyl. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It was like my mom's, and
that's awesome.
I jacked it,
dude. I like think I genuinely just like that movie because it's so weird and cool.
It's so weird, and it's like not spooky, but kind of spooky. It's just like weird. It's just weird.
It's super weird, man. Yeah, but it also like has weird touching elements to it as well.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
like the last like third of the movie is like, oh my god, like,
yeah. And obviously I was into that real big. Same time I was into Fight Club real big. It's like
yeah,
it's like those.
So that's why
that was my whole life.
Yeah, it
for,
still is.
For
buddy.
like
It's all right.
for like 2 years, it was like Fight Club and Rocky Horror, and that's fucking it.
That's all you need.
I can't wait.
Yeah. But anyway, so the point is, I didn't know who Meatloaf was, and now we
he's
do.
The fucking greatest of all time.
Turns out, yeah.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light is so like funny and sad and like weird,
which I feel like describes him really well.
Yeah, it's so, or it seems funny when you're first listening, and then it's like, oh, it's fucked up. He's like,
I need to go back and listen to the whole album.
He's like a villain in the song basically, but he's telling the story and he's painting himself as not the villain, but it's like,
but when you listen back, you're like, wait,
you're like a lying piece of shit,
bad guy,
and now everyone is miserable. So good,
sweet, yeah, you're the victim, dude.
And then that weird like baseball. It's like when they're having sex, but it's just like a baseball. I love that song so much.
Can we just like have the album like playing gently underneath all of our?
No, we
won't do that.
Legally, we absolutely cannot. I do want to know how much of a song you can play, because there's got to be some amount. Although, if it's
for like educational purposes,
if it's for educational or critiquing, it falls under fair use.
Which I feel like our podcast is about as educational as it gets.
That is very true. We're literally reading encyclopedia articles.
Yeah. So we'll find out if Johnny has the stones to do it or not. By the time this episode comes out, you'll have known because it will have been playing this whole time or not.
I don't.
So right up front, letting us all know, do not have the stones for it. Okay. What can we get away with? Like, you play the first 15 seconds of each track, or
I don't know.
Or like
we have to sing it all.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I gotta know right now, before we go any further, will you love me? Will you love me forever? Will you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you love me for life? Will you make me your wife? That's all I know.
But just loop that over and over and over again.
I can see paradise by the dashboard light.
Like a bat out of hell, burning down the highway. Right?
Yeah.
What else has he only done that album basically?
Well, I'm Bad Out of Hell 2,
Well,
Back
but you know
into
what I mean,
Hell,
like-
and Bad Out of Hell 3, The Beast is Loose.
Back into hell.
Speaking of beasts being loose, I just saw this on the news today.
Okay, this is a crazy segue.
There's like some park here in Chicago that is closed down because people keep getting attacked
By a cougar?
by a they're not sure if it's a coyote or a dog, which is so like, I mean, I know they're like similar, but
I think
I
would
feel like I
know.
could look at
Like
a
it's a
thing
wolf.
and be able to tell you
That's a damn wolf.
if
or
it's a coyote or a dog.
Yeah, I definitely could. I've been playing a lot.
Yeah, that's a corgi.
of. That's for
It's a
sure.
fucking corgi.
It's a Welsh
I
corgi.
don't know.
It could be a coyote though. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is great by the way.
It's Wild West Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the best.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better, right? But yeah, you'll just be riding around your horse and you'll just hear coyotes like in the distance, like, oh, where are those motherfuckers? And you just go find them, or sometimes they'll find you and start attacking you. But if you shoot one or two, they'll all run off because they're scared. So it's like, seems realistic. Then they don't look anything like dogs.
Yeah, they look like coyotes.
They look like coyotes. You would know. You would know a coyote if you saw one.
I mean,
If I held up two
apparently-
flashcards right now, you could tell me in an instant which one was which.
I feel like I could.
Yeah.
Even if you got like the closest dog breed to a coyote.
Sure.
It's like that is a cartoon drawing of Snoopy, not a coyote. Like, you know, I don't know.
Which park is it? We need to go find out.
I don't know. It's
It's just like
I
one of
don't
the
know.
big. It's like
Lincoln Park.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, it's the zoo. The zoo. We're done. Can't. They reclaimed it.
Every animal is dead, killed by
Except
this
One
coyote.
coyote. He's always sneaking through the bars and. And it sucks because that's where like all the good Pokemon are. So if you're playing Pokemon Go, you just can't go over there.
There are 4 Pokestops right by the lake up here by us, all converge.
Yeah.
So you can sit right in the middle. So like
Just
over the
click.
weekend, there were like 20 people posted up.
So lure modules going left and right.
Lures on all of them. Just like, oh, there's a Lapras. Like I heard people like shouting, "There's a Lapras!
Get over here quick!
I
Greg!"
caught a Squirtle out there.
I got a couple Squirtles.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my favorite thing about the beach is there's like just some random
The honeys.
yeah, beehives everywhere. There's like a random like lighthouse.
Yeah,
It's like-
there's a gym.
it's a gym. And you have to go trek out to it.
Yeah.
And it's controlled by our team. And whatever crazy motherfucker got it, the 3 crazy dudes, each Pokemon on is like insane. It's like a 1500 Gyarados and like
Jesus Christ.
it's insane. It's wild. It's like, well, sucks for every other team, but glad it's on our team.
Yeah, Team Valor for life. All other teams, you are no longer allowed to listen to this podcast.
Smell you later.
So something happens. It's like, well,
We're just not meant to have this podcast.
yeah.
Thank you for playing Arcade Audio. Play more at arcadeaudio.net.